This first news story comes to us from Wesley and Pool over at IGN. They write, Smash Bros. Creator Masahiro Sakurai quits YouTube with final video teasing mystery new game. Smash Bros. Creator Masahiro Sakurai has ended his popular YouTube channel by teasing the upcoming announcement of a mystery new game. In the final video from the Masahiro Sakurai on Creating Games YouTube channel, Sakurai revealed that he received a video game development proposal in July of 2021, as he was busy putting together the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Kazuya reveal video, as well as DLC character Sora. Production then began in April 2022, which make it 2.5 years in the making. Sakurai added that, assuming this video game is completed, it should be announced sooner or later, though he didn't say anything more specific. I've received a request to write a game proposal, which I finished at lightning speed, he said. I'm sorry I can't share more about this project, but assuming we're able to get it made, it should be announced sooner or later. Sakurai also revealed that until recently, all the footage of him for his channel was recorded 2.5 years ago. If you're wondering why, he all of a sudden looks older, there's little to go on, but it's good news for Sakurai's army of fans who had wondered what he'd do next, having wrapped up work on Switch exclusive Super Smash Bros. Ultimate earlier this year. Not earlier this year. Why does it say that? It's been years since he did that, right? We haven't gotten anything from Sakurai for a while, so I don't know, that's an interesting take. Some even speculated that Sakurai might have retired. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate launched in 2018. Sora arrived as its final expansion fighter in 2021. The Kingdom Hearts character wrapped up an 89 character roster for the game, which includes fighters from The Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, Banjo-Kazooie, Dragon Quest, Persona, Mega Man, Final Fantasy, Metal Gear Solid, Minecraft, and many more. Sakurai said in October 2023 he's not sure where to take Super Smash Bros. Next, because it's difficult to imagine an increase of this magnitude happening again. What might Sakurai's next game be? Nintendo is preparing to announce its Switch successor console, and there will surely be more Smash Bros. Game, given the incredible success of Ultimate. Perhaps yet another sequel is now in the works, but is Sakurai involved? Adrian, Sakurai is back working on a game. Is there a chance it's another Smash Bros?
I mean,
or
logically, of course, there's another chance it's a Smash Brothers. Do I want it to be a Smash Brothers? Absolutely not. I want Sakurai to work on what he wants to work on. And I know if I were him, I would be 1000% tired of working on Smash Brothers games. Let me make something that I want to make, please. And I feel like dealing with Nintendo, his track record of delivering as far as like projects with them, you know, Smash Brothers, the whole series of that, the Kid Icarus game going crazy on 3DS. I think he's got more than enough clout to be like, look, I've delivered for you guys. We got crazy numbers with the games that I've made. I feel like you should let me do one for me. You know how like directors always say, oh, it's one for the studio and one for me when they direct movies. I think this is his one for me game.
Okay.
And I don't think it's going to be Smash Brothers. I think it's going to be something that, if it's something that he's excited enough about to write the pitch for it at light speed, then I think we're in for a great time, because it's something he's clearly extremely passionate about, as passionate as he is about Smash Brothers, about something completely different. I'm all in for it.
Yeah, I feel like it probably has to be something not Smash Bros. Related, but I don't know. As much as it seems like he doesn't want to do another one, just because he's not 100% sure exactly what to do with it. Like, not that he doesn't want to do one, but he definitely seems like he's hesitant because he did a lot. Like, that's why why it's called Ultimate. You know, it has so many characters and so many maps. It has everything.
By definition better than that.
But in the back of my head, I just can't stop thinking though, like, yeah, as much as I would like it to be like a one for him, Nintendo has a lot of money, and a lot of times when they come knocking, like, it's hard to say no. Like, if they're like, hey,
Sakurai has a lot of money too, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, but I don't know. Like, I just wonder, like, if Nintendo pushed him on it, they're like, we need something.
He
for
put
the
the money
console.
up for his video series himself, and it was $600,000. He said that it cost.
Dang, that's crazy.
So I think he's good. I think he's all right.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess in my head though, like if Nintendo starts leaning on you, like we need a new game. Can you give us a new game? Like, would
be like, I can give you a new game. It's gonna be my new game, but I can give you a new game. If you tell people that it's my game, it'll sell.
Yeah.
So that's how I would word it.
Yeah. I would hope that's what it is too. Like I wouldn't want them to make something that like be forced into anything. But yeah, I guess I'm just really curious, like what it could be. Now, this might be kind of dumb a question, but what other games has he made? Has he only done Smash Bros, or does he have other?
No, he made no, he did Meteos. He did Kid Icarus Uprising. Okay. He created Kirby. Like literally created Kirby.
Yeah. I knew that. Okay. Yes. That makes sense.
No, he's got what?
He didn't help on the new Kirby game, right?
No. I think he consulted, but that's like he even went uncredited if he did. So but I think that's probably the most. I think they come to him out of respect to be like, when I say consult, they're like, hey, we made a Kirby game and we know how much you care about Kirby. What do you think? Can you play it and tell us what you think? Type of deal. Like they might have a build up for him to come and play. And he's like, oh, this is cool. I don't know if I would have done this, but it seems still good. I'm rocking with that. This is kind of whack. I wouldn't do this. I would do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? I think that's probably the extent of his involvement with current Kirby games.
Okay, because that's what my head went to is like, well, that new one did really well. Like people really loved it. I played through recently with with Shepard.
It was awesome. It was such a good game.
Phenomenal, especially for a co-op game with younger kids. It was great. I loved it, and I wonder, like, is there a chance he dips back into Kirby? Like maybe like.
He very well could
connection or sequel to that for the new Switch console or something, or do we get something original out of him? It'd be cool to get something original, but for him, a passion project might be going back to like his roots a little bit. Be like, all right, no, let's do something I haven't touched in a long time. It might be, fun for him. So I don't know. We'll have to wait.
I mean, on his track record alone, whatever he's doing, I'm showing up for. So that's the long and short of it.
100%. Kittens in the chat says if he spent $600K, then he might not have money anymore.
Oh no, he's got money. I wouldn't be surprised if he made some kind of deal with Nintendo to where his company gets like, you know what I mean, a percentage or a point off of game sales. So he's probably doing okay. Because I would have done that, especially if this game hinges on me so much and Nintendo needs me so much. Oh yeah, no, I'll come back and make another game for you. But out of every copy that's sold, I'm getting $1. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure he has a pretty sweet deal there.
Absolutely.
I mean, especially just based off his tenure and on its own. Like, he's just been a staple of Nintendo for so long. It's like, they probably just his hand up whatever he wants.
Yeah, they're probably just like, whatever, dude. Give us the paper. Get working on the game. It's fine. So yeah, if Smash Brothers sells, what? I forget how many copies it sold. 20-something million, we'll say, just to be on conservative with it. That's 20-something million in his pocket before taxes, of course. But that means that the $600K is nothing. It's quite literally.
Smash Bros. Ultimate sold 34.66 million.
There you go.
And that's just Ultimate. That's not even including all the other Smash Bros, which probably sold just as much or more because people love Smash Bros so much.
And I don't know what the deal is. That's just a fake made up deal that I'm like, that's what I would make if I were in Sakurai's shoes. But I say all that to say it's very likely that Sakurai is doing okay. He is very comfortable He probably honestly does not have to work again ever if he didn't want to, but he just loves making games that much that he just does it still. So,
did you know he's the voice actor for King DDD?
Yeah,
that's awesome. I didn't know that. Yeah,
he does it and puts the filter on it.
I'm on the wiki here, and yeah, for Kirby 64 he was, and then Super Smash Brothers Brawl, and then the last 2 Smash Bros, the one for Wii U and then Ultimate. Interesting. Crazy. So yeah, stay tuned, I guess. I would assume if he's already been working on it since 2021, did they say, or 2022?
22.
It could be a launch title or close to launch title, right?
At this point, depending on the scope of it.
Like, it could come out potentially in the next year or 2. And
I'd say launch year.
Yeah. So we might hear about it soon. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Have a new Sakurai game first thing on the Switch 2, whatever that is. Now, when do you think we're going to hear about Switch 2? Because I know I think in the last episode about 2 weeks ago, we're like, ooh, yeah, October's pretty promising. We're probably going to hear something here. And now it's October 28th. We've not heard anything. All we got was a Nintendo Alarmo.
So I thought about this, and I actually watched, I don't know if you know Kit and Krista, who used to do the Nintendo Minute, and they worked at Nintendo for a long time. They helped launch the Switch and all that. Yeah. So they have a podcast that they do together, and they kind of like recount their time working in the game industry and, you know, covering news and stuff like that from the perspectives of people who have worked on games. So they recently made,
so they actually know what they're talking about, unlike us.
Right, they actually know what they're talking about, right?
Okay.
So they made a video recently, kind of, you know, noting down some points of why they think it's not a good time for Nintendo to announce the Switch at this point in time. Oh. And they had a few good points, and basically like a couple of them were, well, Switch is still doing well right now. They want to get all that they can out of it before, you know, the generation is over, like to give it a final good farewell. There's also like the fact that it's getting ready to be the holiday season, and if we were already this deep in October, like people have already started making decisions of what they're going to buy and squirrel away for the holidays. If Nintendo was going to announce something this big, they would want to have done it. They would have done it, at the beginning of October or somewhere around there, to kind of, you know, get people's attention and get the idea in their minds. That one I didn't agree too much with, because I'm like, well, you can announce it now and just say it's not coming out till May and it could be okay. But who am I to argue with people, the literal people who helped launch the original Switch? So, but basically it was a list of things like that they were like, well, based on what we did with Switch 1 and based on what Nintendo told us when we were working on the original Switch of how they perceive the situation, we don't think that it's going to be announced this month or in holiday. And if it isn't, no harm, no foul. If it is, and they also said, well, they could also do something totally different and you know, than when we were there and announce it. So it could honestly go either way. They just don't think that it's going to be this holiday, and that's kind of what swayed me to be like, maybe it isn't this holiday then.
Yeah, I mean, with such a later, it's a later release than than Switch 2, because the Switch also, because the first Switch released in March,
and they revealed it in October.
Where this one isn't coming out at the earliest May, and so I could totally see it, like basically the launch is being delayed a couple months, so announcement will be delayed a couple months, so it could be more like a January thing. You know, they usually do a direct in January, right? Or no?
February.
It's February. It's usually February the big one.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they hold out till February then, and then it ends up actually coming out in like June. It's like a summer release or something, which isn't like not typical for a system release, but Nintendo is such a big name. They can release things whenever they want, and they're gonna make hand over fist cash. So I don't think they care at this point when it releases, because people buy it.
They also mentioned that they think that the reason that we got the announcement last time for Switch in October is because they were floundering so bad with Wii U that it didn't matter if they could put something out, because nobody was buying Wii U anyway. So it doesn't matter that we weren't trying to withhold that so that maybe a few more people will go buy Wii U's. No, that's not the case here.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and they're still selling switches by the thousands. So it wouldn't make sense to mess up that momentum with an announcement of a new console until you're absolutely ready and you've given the Switch the window to where you see, okay, things are already petering off, but now they're starting to go off a cliff. Let's go ahead and drop the next thing.
Yep. Checks out. It all checks out. So stay tuned. See what Sakurai's got cooking up over there. Can't wait to hear. Thank you so much for watching that clip from our podcast. Remember, if you want to watch the whole episode, the full episode, link will be in the description below. You can click on that and check it out. We got listener questions. We got more news segments. We got what you playing. We got a lot of fun things. So yeah, more than just the news. There's a lot more to the show that you should go check out. So remember, click that link in the description. Check out that full episode.